We're looking to find the mass of this plate in the form of a right triangle. The legs are going to be A and B, and the density, which we need to find the mass, is going to be the sum of the distances from the legs. Now, that doesn't really make a lot of sense, but let's see if we can try to draw this a little bit. So I'm going to call this the X and Y plane. This will be X, this will be Y. And, I mean, if I go to point right here, and I try to find the density, it's going to be the sum of the distances from the legs. So from here to there, that distance is going to be the Y value. And then from here to there, that distance is just going to be the X value. So the density is just equal to X plus Y. And the legs are going to be A and B, which means that over here we have point A, comma 0, and over here we have point 0, comma B. And now it's going to help us out. So we want to figure out what that mass is. We're going to need to use double integral, and we're going to take the density equation, and then we're going to take the dA. dA is going to be dx and dy. Well, let's try to figure out a good equation to use here. I think what we're going to want to do is we're going to do x plus y, and then we'll have a dy dx. And the reason we want to have the dx on the outside is because we're going to get an equation of this line here in the form of y equals something. So what I can do is I can basically just draw this x component here, integrate from 0 to a on the x, so 0 to a, so that way I take all the little lines from here to there. So if the x's are being integrated from 0 to a, then we got to figure out the y value. So the y is going to go from the y of 0 to a y of whatever this is. And in order to figure out the equation of that line, we're going to take 0.2, which is going to be 0 and then minus b divided by a minus 0. So we're going to get this line being equal to y is negative b over a. That's the slope. And then there's the x plus b. That's going to be the equation of that line. So we can use that for integral over here. 0 for the y all the way to negative b over ax plus b. Now the fun can start. We can start to integrate this. Let's go with the x, y plus y squared over 2. This is going to be from 0 to negative b over ax plus b. Let's take this nice and easy. We're going to start with x, stick the negative b over ax plus b over there, and then plus negative b over ax plus b squared over 2. And then try to simplify this a little bit. We'll have negative b over ax squared plus a bx plus 1/2 and negative b over ax plus b squared. I can't really simplify that yet. But we're going to go from the next integral now, 0 to a dx. So here, this will become negative b over ax to the third over 3. This is going to become bx squared over 2. This is going to become, we could do this directly, so we'll go negative b over ax plus b, and instead of a squared, it's going to become a 3. We're going to divide this whole thing. There's still a 1/2 here, but we're going to divide this by 3, and then we're also going to multiply it by the derivative of the inside in here, which is going to be negative b over a. And so this will simplify down a little bit and become something more like negative a over 6b times negative b over ax plus b to the third. Okay, so that's just kind of what that simplifies into. Let's plug in our final integration values from 0 to a. And let's do that over here. So with a, it's going to plug into that, and you get negative b over a to the third over 3, plus a going into there, b a squared over 2. And then the funny thing is, if I put a into this, I'll get a negative b plus b, that's 0. So if I plug in a, this whole thing just turns into 0. So that's pretty much it for this first part. Now we're going to subtract the next part, which would be if I plug in zeros. But if I plug in 0 here to there, it's also 0. And if I plug in 0 into this, I'll just get the b to the third. So it's actually going to be minus a b to the third over 6b. That's that part there. So this will start to simplify a little bit further. We're going to get ba squared over 2 minus ba squared over 3 plus ab squared over 6. And if we were to try to multiply this by 3 and this by 2 to get the common denominator here, then we actually see this would turn out to be 1 over 6. So I guess I'll just put the answer right here. 1 over 6 ab squared over 6. So we could pull out the 1/6, and then we could also pull out an a and a b in there. A and a b, and then we're just going to live with a plus b. All right. And so that would be the answer. Very nice.